have any of these 5 preservation methods stuck it out all the way to day 12, which is today. Hey, stick around and I'll tell you all about it. Los Gates. Hey guys, it's Barron Belts, the wine missionary. It's day 12 now. Which one of these 3 is still sticking it out the best? And that's the whole idea of this series. So I opened every single one of these bottles on day 1, tasted them to make sure they all tasted the same, and then used these different preservation methods. Then I did the same thing on day 3 and day 6 and day 9. And here I am on day 12. Have any of these 3 guys stuck it out? These 2, I already know they haven't. They were terrible just days ago. So here's the key, as you guys have already heard. Oxygen is the #1 enemy of wine. In other words, when you pull the cork, oxygen comes in contact with the wine. This creates a chemical process called oxidation. This begins to turn your wine into something else. Not fresh, not fruity, not pleasant. It becomes something entirely different, all right? These 3 methods remove oxygen from the equation as you preserve them over time. So let's get started. Let's see how they've all done, all right? So with the first one, this is re-pour, as I've mentioned. This literally just looks like a cork stopper. You just take off the little seal right here, according to re-pour. This should have enough of a gel inside that continues to remove oxygen from the equation until you're done drinking the bottle. The second one is the pump. Literally, you take the little rubber stopper, you put it right back in there, and then you put it on top with the pump itself, grab the bottle and the pump, and pump until you can't pump anymore. There you go, that's it, all right? The next one is argon gas. Argon gas is an inert gas. What it does is it displaces the oxygen inside the bottle. So you depress it for about 1.5 seconds. Count with me. You don't want the straw to touch the tip of the wine inside. So we'll go 1, 1.5. And as quickly as you can, replace the cork. With the next one, it's not a preservation method at all. It's really just a resealing method. It's just a cactus stopper, you guys, all right? But the extra step that I've taken with this wine versus this one is at least refrigerated. As you know, when you use cooling, that slows down any chemical process. And so that's exactly what we've done, is just to slow down that process a little bit. So we just put that one back in there. Oh, and then this one. This literally has just had the cork shoved back in it every single 3 days and just put on the counter. Guys, it was horrible 6 days ago, nasty 3 days ago. I don't even want to go there, but what I've committed to you guys is that I was going to taste all 5 of them every 3 days until the last bottle was nasty. So here's a little sample. Put the cork right back in it and it will go back on the shelf. So let's start from the beginning with re-pour. So over these last 3 days, I can tell you this, it's become much more flat. So aromatically, I don't get the fruit characteristics. Like really the primary fruit characteristic with this wine has been blackberry. Little bit of black cherry too, but like right on the nose, I can tell you the blackberry, the fruit is not there anymore. It's gone. Very flat smelling. Well, so aromatically it may be a bit flat, but on the palate, it's still palatable. So I can still taste a little bit of that blackberry kind of in the background, but I would say for the most part, it's really flat now. It just doesn't have much of anything going on for it. Now, again, oxygen And the process called oxidation is exactly what's happening here. So even though we're using different methods to try to avoid it, it is going to happen eventually. So the next one is the pump. Yeah, so the pump is still faring a little bit better as far as aromatically. Aromatically, there's just a little bit of blackberry like in the background. Obviously not nearly as fresh as it was on day 1 or 3 or even 6. Yeah, so with the pump, I would say that it is still just edging out the re-pour, both in aromatics and on the palate. All right, next one's argon gas. Yeah, so again, I mean, this is really what I found from day 6 on, is that these two have really been about the same level as we've continued to go. The nose, again, it's just flat. There's just nothing there. There's not no fruit component. Well, okay, so aromatically, I would say these two are even. But when it comes to the flavor profile, I would say actually that these two are even. So interesting to see how these bottles are just kind of progressing over time. You know, you may be asking yourself, well, Barron, is any human really going to leave their bottle of wine in the refrigerator for 12 days? Well, I don't know, but I just have. I'm doing this for you. It's just for you, not for me. This is for your benefit. Okay, so the cactus wine. This was not good 6 days ago. It was really not good 3 days ago, and I'm expecting no different now, except that it's really just gotten worse. Yeah, so those, yeah. It just smells bad. I mean, I wish I had better descriptors. It just, when you put your nose in this, you just go, that's just not pleasing. Like, I don't want to smell that. If food came to your table at a restaurant and it smelled like this, you would say something's off, something's wrong. Well, your nose doesn't lie. That's exactly what's going on with this bottle. It has definitely undergone oxidation. Yeah, so unlike these two, where the aromatics were just a little more dull, this one, the aromatics are actually bad. Like, it's just not a pleasant smell at all. Okay, so it's just very dry, and it's just gross. I wish I had a better way to describe it. Like, it feels like your mouth's just being drawn in, and it just, it's just not, there's nothing remotely pleasant about the aromatics or on the palate itself. Guys, if this wine gets served to you at the restaurant, send it back. I'm just telling you right now. Don't pass go. Just stop there. And so here, guys, here we go. Last one. This again, just a bottle of wine, cork back in it, shoved on the counter. I've got lots of people that I know that do this. Don't do this. I'm about to show you why. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, this has gone into a different stage now than what it was even 3 days ago. Yeah, this is, oh, yeah, the words really, they really escape me now because I'm used to describing pleasant aromas, and this one just isn't. So, yeah, it smells like really dirty, sweaty socks that have like been left inside of a shoe for 3 weeks inside of a gym bag, and then you open up the gym bag and it's just like, oh, that's what it smells like. All right, now I'm gonna taste. Drum roll. Ah. I'm really lacking words today, guys, because these two are so horrible. This one is just like, I mean, it even makes your teeth feel dry. Is that possible? It just draws everything in. There is nothing remotely pleasant about that. Like, the best I can do, if you left out prune juice on the counter in an open glass for a month and then went back to it and tasted it, that's what that tastes like. It's just like, oh, so terrible. And with that, yeah, just need to reset the palate there real quick. Guys, I don't know if this has been helpful at all. I surely hope it has, because why else would I be doing this? Day 12, these three are still not done yet. What does this mean? That means that day 15, I'm coming back to do this again. And yes, I'll even taste these again. I just want to show you, when it comes right down to it, which one of these three is the best preservation method. So stay tuned. We'll be back in 3 days. And with that, I'll say cheers.